So starts off with Kinaravata speaking with Garuda. You have become the strongest beings. You have the strongest beings as your enemy clan and ask for my cooperation. I considered you as someone close to me and sometimes felt a sense of affinity. Recently, it has even come to the close of discussing an alliance which was going very well. Our exchanges in the past mean nothing now. The number 2 and 3 under you working with the gods to attack me and you protecting. I love this panel, by the way. How am I supposed to understand the situation? And I think Garuda pretty much takes a very practical approach to this. And I haven't gotten to see too much of either Muruna's mom or father, and they both have, I think, some overlapping personality. But I would argue he takes a lot more after his dad here. His dad just seems to be very like pragmatic, I guess, and
Yeah.
Maruna had to break out of that in order to. Is this a chapter, by the way, with partial fifth stage? I think if it's not this one, it's the next one, because that.
I think this is. Oh,
Go ahead.
go on. I don't know if that's. But I was gonna say. I think Maroon as a kid takes after his mom a lot
Okay.
before the name change.
忍びじゃなくてジャマイカボーイ不動で育った making noise 四六時中かかってこい It don't matter though Young nigga from Canada Brought from that bullshit and go like a matador 行けたら行くわ毎日俺のゴールへ書き出す
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So like yeah, basically he's like it's for a king with limited time, it's my fault for making them uneasy. I hope you understand. Things went too far. Take a lot of something like this, and this is where I think this is where he like, he's in like suspended animation or something, right? Garuda or sealed or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. Someone in the chat will let me know. But I wonder if this is the moment where it happens. But anyways, if everyone gets freed up. Nothing you can do here. Leads with thingy, and then the chapter kind of starts. So this is the conversation with Kubera and Ananta. Not Ananta, that's crazy. Yama, which I like a lot. Yeah, he was in a comatose-like state. There we go. I know something like that. I couldn't remember what it was. Suspended animation. So they talk about the temple and remaking it, and when the temple gets remade, apparently it looks a lot different. What do you think the significance of the temple being remade differently is? Do you think it's a time shenanigan, or did you guys just kind of gloss over that? I don't know. I thought it was probably very significant.
I was trying to remember if we've seen a place like this just in the present time at some point, whether it was like in the special chapter or not. That's what I was trying to rack my brain over, but I can't remember. And this is a chapter that I missed that I just read today.
Oh, okay.
This is the chapter stuff.
Fair enough. You held me back when I was on the way to find a primordial gods, but the only result of getting me involved in this plan is when you go up to the place where the primordial gods are, the passage of time changes and earthly events will be overlooked. Didn't you send so many souls to hell in order to not miss out on earthly events in the first place? I think we're starting to get more of Yama and Kubera's like intentions and personalities here. We already know right now that they're acting in sake for the name of Ananta, which is pretty cool. Is this the part where they talk about did they already talk about the Chandra part here? I can't remember. There's one part where they talk about Chandra, this being like overly.
Yeah, that was like a chapter or two ago.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, so this is the one about Indra then. So without Indra, for Indra who submits to the primordial gods more than anyone else to go out with such confidence, that means one of the primordial gods are already backing them up. They're like pretty smart, which I like about these kind of talk situations too, where it's like he wouldn't be this bolsterous about all the things that he's doing if he literally didn't have the backing of someone that powerful. And I think there's all truth to that.
Did we know that before?
I would say that it's not a crazy. It's one of the things you hear it. It's not a crazy thought, but
Yes.
I wasn't thinking that prior. That makes sense.
Because I remember specifically asking the question, why is Indra like the king of gods when he's not the strongest or like? But I guess it's because he has the most backing.
There could be a special reason or a character related one. But I'm with you. I'm lockstep with that. What you're saying. Oh man. Okay. We need to look for Kanara, who's been struck by the spear. Yama, the reason I look for you in the first place is, and then that's when like it's only need to look to original state, and it's like no such thing. No, there was no such original thing like that, right? I think this is the part where Kroha and Thing are talking. I like this conversation. Yes, this is a good conversation. Kroha and Rana, right here, they're talking about the Temple of Time, the shedding of time, mistake husks. While Maruna's crazy. Raltara, sorry, and Ran are kind of following behind. These two just being like weird time interlopers is very intriguing to me in its own right, because what I wanted to know secretly is, we know that like Rana heard his voice, but I want to know if Ran ends up actually interfering with so many things low key early in Rana's life that by the time they like properly officially meet in present time, she's already got like low key subconscious thoughts about him. Does that make sense?
I think
I already felt like that. I already felt like that when he saved her from in the cave. Because didn't she say like the first thing she liked about him was his voice or something like that?
Yeah.
So yes.
So I was like, yeah, man already made big impact the moment he did that.
Nigga's a groomer. Let me chill out.
Everyone has a different opinion about the exact carving in time. So yeah, they're just talking about the Phoenix magic interesting and whatnot. But like, I just like Rana's like I think she's very smart for a child.
Oh, she is.
She seems to be very cognizant of the situation, very aware, or at least to an extent.
Yeah, this is really good. But let me see.
I guess that goes with the royal blood thing. That's why, where they're supposed to be super talented and like blessed by everything.
The gods promise.
Because she was a genius. She was considered a genius mage in the current time, right?
I think so.
There's so many geniuses, mages.
Yeah.
Genius,
but like,
genius is one of those words that's hard for me. It's lost its meaning over the course of my life.
Yeah. It's just better. All that means to me right now is better than average.
Yeah, but I mean, like, she was even so good that people used to like say like she would be the perfect bride to like even like Lut.
No, I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but it's just like, man, like you see Asha, and you see some other people, you're like, man, like, what are we doing?
Yeah, true.
Because is the other girl supposed to be a genius too? The one that used to be friends with Asha before Asha told her to hit the road? Purple-haired priestess?
The shedding of time is... Claude? Or Mirha?
No, not Claude. The wind priestess.
Something with M, right?
The singer. The pop star.
Yeah, Mirha. I was tricking.
Mirha, yeah. Wasn't she supposed to be a genius or something?
Yeah, all the priestesses are geniuses.
Yeah,
which, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it actually does. If to be a
That's why you gotta
priest.
call them something like the generation of miracles. That's gonna hit. you gotta say he's a genius amongst prodigies. I don't know.
yeah. Give him.
The shedding of time is interesting. It's like a snake shedding its skin. The shedding of sins probably also Ananta is a snake. Okay.
Cool. Ooh, symbolism.
That's what you're doing there. So this part I'm trying to remember. He's talking about lifespan is not included in the promise. So you might have that name and wealth and talent, die the next day. It's like, that's crazy. What's the use of all that if your lifespan to, I'd like to enjoy that shit. That's what the transcendentals are like. They play clever tricks, overriding even their share of sins, and those victims are always the ones who are weaker than them. The Nastikas who were fierce about Phoenix magic being cut off, as well for the gods who came forth to stop them, just like always. They merely led a selfish war with a plausible justification. I think this ties into what Indra says, and then what's said in a couple of chapters later, where it's like, so people are looking for a just cause or just reason or just some type of reason sometimes to do something. I'm like, these guys are actually crazy. And the owner of this temple, who do you think it was? I'm not gonna say nothing yet, but I'm gonna say that for later. Remind me if I forget though.
Okay.
But yeah. So
I was gonna say I do think it was interesting how like the curse for the royals played out, where like with the time thing, where it really just kind of like what's the word I'm looking for? It emphasizes again that the gods really don't care about anything except like length of time and just existing, where they think it's funny and actually worse that these guys have a short life despite being so good within that short life. So it really kind of shows, I guess, how twisted they are. and just how they like view things so drastically from humans.
And I think that also ties back into I think Kurigam's done a good job of making beings of various lifespans look at things just differently. You know, a being who lives, 300 to 500 years looks at something different than one who's just a pure blood in comparison to a god or an Asuka, who a lot of them, basically you got to kill them. They want to kind of live forever. Like, I do think that she shows all those contrasts really, really well.
Yeah, for sure.
So here's the scary part. What's the matter? Why do you start? I'll stop talking. I didn't understand anything you said. And it's like, I could like tell. I think now we have we have a little more context, so we know for sure. But it looked like to me like he was literally transferring the sins from him onto Rao.
Yeah.
When he's saying I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like it's a hurt, and he's like, you need to become the owner of this temple. Wait, of Temple of Time. That which the owner of the temple must take it on my steed for a moment. So I think Ananta's probably the original owner of the Temple of Time, if not Vishnu, but I don't think so. But I don't think the voice that Kroha heard were either of these two for some reason. I don't think it was Rao or Ananta. That's what I'm trying to figure out when it first happens, when Rana's there. I want to know who's talking. I don't think it's either of them. But all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes, man.
Huh.
Well, if you don't think it's one of those two, who do you think it is?
I have no fucking idea. My dumbass thinks it's Lee's, but I'm not.
I was gonna say, is it
gonna
Lee's? Could it be? Well, I don't know. If it's not Lee's, because I can't.
Yeah.
Depending. Wait, go back to the dialogue. What does it say again?
I'll go back. Oh, that's definitely the wrong thing. Wait, what chapter was that on? Was that 23? You think it was Lee? You think it's Lee's too? Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I never expected Lee to become a time traveler type beat, but yeah. Let's see. Okay, so
I remember how the interaction with that thing went last time. Now.
Oh, but when Kroha told it to go away.
Yeah, because it
time.
Because it seemed slightly antagonistic.
Yeah. I don't know if
and it kind of reminded me of like
she might be feeling a sense of resentment for being stuck there or having to fulfill this role. I don't know if it's her will. I think it's her though. Who's the current owner of the temple? So he says, if there's anything I can do, I will help. What do I need to do? And Ananta says, become the owner of the temple. At the temple of time, that which must be received by the owner of the temple, please take it on in my stead for a moment. That's what he says. Vince.
Okay.
The temple's in pretty.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Lee, because I don't think it could be Vishnu.
It's not impossible. And some, I think.
Yeah, it's not. I said, because I ain't seen that guy in a while. So I'm like, when does he come back in?
So we're talking about the carving being curious again. Was that before like this? And then he said that he set up. Ananta says that he set up things that no one can approach here, and you'll be safe. And basically tells them you're not allowed to leave you can't leave here. Right? I'll be back after I take care of some business. After that, I will look for a way back for you too. And after they talk about the Phoenix magic incident starting to begin right now, and Rao has to stay here. And see Ananta's face here to me looks very telling. I hate this picture where he walks away like this. It's like, I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back, bro. You about to die, bro. Also, Vishnu is Resurrection Temple. Oh, okay.
This reminds me of the ancient Greek story with Hercules and Atlas when Hercules needed to do the 12th labor.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to get the fruit, and he's like, "Oh, Alice has to pick it, so I'll hold the sky." And Alice was like, "Yeah, I'm not holding that."
Oh, so Vishnu is Resurrection Temple. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's similar. I got it.
Listen, that guy could be everywhere, man.
He literally.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying, though. But that's why I said it's probably Lee's. I think we all kind of feel that way about now.
I think it might be Ananta still. I don't know.
I guess.
Can't rule that out.
I think I might have phrased it stupidly. The original owner is probably Ananta. The current owner, I think, is possibly one of.
Yes, if they share a name.
Lee's bloodline.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
The bloodline of Rao.
So, with the current, would you say the current one was the one that was talking to Rana?
That's okay.
See that? Yeah, that's the problem. That's when it started getting dicey. I think
That's
the
what
old
I'm
one.
I'm saying was Ananta.
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying too. I agree.
Yeah. If you're talking about like now, okay, then yeah, at least. But I think the one I was talking to Ron is Ananta.
Because I think time changed. Because when they first got to this part of the area, they dealt with a different Ananta than the one they're dealing with right now.
Because Ananta is shown having these kind of like lapses of like not knowing people yet, and with him even going through like different time zones and stuff. Like this Ananta knew a specific Maruna, and then another one didn't yet. So that's why I think that one with the weird confusion and annoyance thing was some version or split soul of Ananta that was left to guard.
Okay. And what I also think is like, okay, so tell me if this makes sense to you, right? Because of the way that time works right now, like I think you guys maybe think about something I never even considered. Like, okay, so at any given at any given moment in time, if somebody travels to a certain time period with the Temple of Time, I think the owner could be different, depending on how Ananta is moving. At that current moment. Like, there's a part of me that's like, maybe for like a brief period, if you had went there at a certain time, it could be Rao, and then maybe if Ananta does actually come back because he's just temporarily, it's temporary, it could be someone else. But then, if you think about what's gonna happen in the next chapter, because you know how much he's traveled back and forth all over the time, I think at any given point the temple owner could be different. I don't know. I think this ties into how you personally completely view time and the parallel universes within Kubera. I don't think it's up to super debate. I think she makes it like, I think she has a plan and a right and a wrong answer. It's just not fully, the picture's not fully clear yet. That's all.
Yes.
That's all. I don't think she's gonna leave it to interpretation. Then you have me. I'm in hell. I'm in the mud. I'm reading, doing paperwork. He's like, he went further in hell to organize his thoughts. At the list in your hand you want to deal with, if it's for work, we'll do it planned to us. He's like, no, I'll take care of it myself. And he says that you'll become really busy soon. I heard that the Phoenix magic was cut off as a representative of Nausicaa started retaliating. A lot of humans are going to die. And after, he's like, no, even if Nausicaa retaliate, they will aim for planets with no humans to give gods a direct blow. They'll try to avoid slaughtering humans as much as possible. Since the more souls they kill, the more vulnerable they'll become to the paradisal flare. Which is Agni's ability, right? Where he basically weighs the sins of like ooh. That's very interesting because it's like they have to actually fight with strategy, and like they can't even go crazy and kill too many humans because like they'll literally just build up how much literal damage. From like, if he could do that and there's a lot of damage, if they accumulate too many sins, it's like, yo, it's ×4 damage, super effective type beat. So I like that. The power scaling in this is interesting because it comes with certain conditions, stipulations, and sometimes it depends on where you are, who you are, and what you control. Or like if you're a planetary god, destroy the planet, I'm gone. But if I'm a concept like fire, what you finna do? I'm not going nowhere.
Planetary gods.
Yeah.
Them planetary gods get no love. I feel so bad.
Yeah, I'd hate to be one. Imagine you just chilling on your planet, you over there, and then just God and Harvard just like, I'm bored, you fuck some shit up, your planet blow up, you dead. You hate to see it. Even the pinnacle can be toppled? Yeah. Yeah, I like that. No one's invincible. Alright, what did you say the gods are gathering? Yes, the 5th Sen gods were already together due to a meeting. Everyone except Kubera and them. What about Agni? Agni wasn't at the meeting either. There's no way he's involved. Agni is already participating though? He went to the place Vatsuki is attacking. That idiot. I told him to never leave, and if there was a danger of one dying, to die together. But he didn't get the meaning when I gave him such a blatant hint. I don't remember this. Like, is this something is this an event that we were already aware of? Because even when Yama first said this, I couldn't remember. I don't recall what he was talking about. And I'm sure it's probably something I forgot. What's up, Zodiac? And Ashra lets other do the dirty work. Ashra just a menace, bro. He just wants to fight everybody.
The Agni timeline's always really weird because it seems like there's just these huge gaps in times where Agni's just not around. because I can't remember when he specifically goes to like get the paradisal flame. Because I remember that was a whole thing where he was there for like thousands. He was there for a long. And I can't remember if that was relatively recently, like 5,000 years recently, or millions of years ago. So that was after the ancient humans died, right? You got that flame?
I want to say yes. There was one of the Brillis past there. Okay, so he said this is the Gressvan. The event at planet Gressvan is the most hinted at. It's Kubera now. Yes, it is. What's up? What's up, Rand? And there was one of the past Brillis there. So when he said die together, he meant die together with Brillis. Okay. Okay, so this part's pretty cool.
Oh, the planet that.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where Ganhavra came and they were. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Want to eat it together. I feel bad if I only eat it. And after it's like, actually, Maruna ate most of the meat and only brought a little bit for Rao. This part's kind of funny to me. Like, can we talk? What should we talk about today? Today we talked about the fire tournament. So, right, I should talk about my girlfriend, who I met as an opponent. He's like, I don't want to hear that. Look at so this is the part where he's like, he's like, leaves his mom. Actually, the relationship between me and her is at the point where I can confidently call her my girlfriend. So we're not even dating it. Yeah. So I don't think so. That's so interesting, because I wonder if I'm sure this happens, but I wonder if versions of Rao post this and post having Kubera already being born. I wonder if any of those versions were called upon Ananta to at all do some shit, some timey-wimey shit.
I think we have a question with this. Do you think that if Rao took Rand's place earlier on, he could have a similar impact on Maruna that Rand did?
So you mean like during the wait of time?
Yeah. If you place Rand with Rao, do you think he could still kind of tug on Maruna's heartstrings and help him somewhat grow?
Yeah. I just think it'd be different. The reason why I say that is because even though Rand's a quarter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
He still got Sura blood in him. And I think that just gives him a different level of connection that he'll never have with a pure-blooded human, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
So, and I think Rand's transformation a little bit and him kind of spooking Maruna with how he was surifying probably played into his, because he probably just thinks humans are weak and blah blah blah, this and that and the third. I think he would have a similar effect, honestly, but I just think it would probably go further with Rand. But yeah.
Okay.
That's my best answer, because he literally just look like when he's hearing Ralph talk, he thinks of Rand's being talkative as fuck during the wait time. So it's not like he's having the same effect here. So I get it. But yeah, I guess I shouldn't hesitate for too long. Do you don't understand that feeling? Then you got Maruna single since birth. Your Twitter profile picture. Maruna's like, bro, I got no bitches. I'm maidenless. Leave me alone.
Nah, his face too killing me while you saying this. Maruna, it's like, bro, are you what? Like, am I supposed to go with this, bro?
I did. I did see a comment on the webtoon thing, because there was that one person that usually does the blog post. I can't remember if he said this was in a blog post where Kurigam said it, or it was a translation thing where it's not supposed to be that he's never, been in love. It was more so that I think the original translation was something like, just wait, what does it say? It was never falling in love versus never being in a relationship.
Ah, okay.
Because it was supposed to be referencing Sampati.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
That he actually likes her, something like that.
Yeah, he's liked someone before, for sure.
Yeah.
I was going to bring her up, but he's never dated anyone. He's technically single, yeah. That's an important distinction. I think that was intentional. He was equally as talkative as human Rand Sairafi. I listened to his private, trivial stories. I became certain who his future daughter, who he didn't know about yet, was. They look alike, and the name Lee's. Besides, the story of the fighter tournament was from the year D995. It's about the same era, so it would be stranger if they were not father and daughter. He said he's a fighter from Willarv, and his journey started when he found himself in a situation, nearly died on his mission, and jumped into a portal he discovered. as I listened, it seemed that he went to the same place that I went through, and after so now he's thinking about how he has to go, what he has to do to go back. The conversation with Chess, going back to the true world, he's seeing I would say Jatayu or Yuta arouse unintentional roast. Yeah. Maruna likes her, but never had any relationship, of course. They read a future where they don't die. So he's thinking about going back to the main timeline. He's got his reasons too, right? And damn it, what was I gonna say? Okay, this is the interesting topic that kind of came up in the latest video that I want to ask you guys about. Canonically, canonically, Rachel is ugly in Tower of God. I don't know if you know this, but Kubera Lee's is canonically supposed to be like an ugly girl, or at least not as attractive as the other girls.
Yeah.
Where Kurigam draws her a certain way, basically gives her like a self-inserted filter to look as good as the other characters.
Oh no, but I wonder though, is that still true?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Because
they specifically.
I remember when Yuta says that whatever makeup was on her face, it fixed the only flaw that she had, according to him. Which must have meant her physical beauty. So I know she like wears makeup now, and I think the years she spent in the Soul Realm and grew up, she has naturally glowed up and got like a lot prettier and better looking. I think the combination of her growing up, being older, plus using makeup, I'm not gonna say she's drop dead gorgeous. I just don't think she's canonically ugly anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I agree. I really don't think she's ugly anymore. I thought, kind of like her adult teenage form. I mean, adult or child teenage form was, but then when she got to adult, I felt like that wasn't the case anymore.
And they even mentioned that Rao looks like Lee's a lot. Now this is obviously could just be obviously the parental thing, like the green hair and stuff like that. Some parents you could tell like, oh yeah, that's your dad, even though you don't look like a man if you're a girl, or like, oh yeah, I look like my mom. Like if you see my mom, you'll know it's my mother. You can't not see it. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't necessarily mean that you think both of us are attractive looking. So it could just be one of those things where he's like, no, they look similar because of like maybe the nose and the hair. But Rao's supposed to be handsome, correct? Would that not make Lee's pretty then? I'm just saying.
See, genetics are a funny thing, my friend. Because two ugly people can make a very beautiful baby, and two good-looking people can make an ugly one. So it don't make no sense. I don't think her mom is bad looking either. They just don't work.
Well, I was gonna say, remember when she got the Hariyama and she was older, people were calling her very pretty during that time.
You think it was her body though? Look at the Yiddies.
I mean, it could be, but I think her face definitely got better. Maybe it's not the most top tier of everybody, but
yeah, I think she just had to grow into it. I think that was all it was. Because from what I remember, I think Rand called her very pretty, and everybody that saw her was like, "Oh yeah." The only one that didn't was Gunhover, but Gunhover had his whole thing about like it's never about like being a pretty face. That's not what matters.
A beautiful face and body is a dime a dozen.
Yeah, but I think as of right now, I think she's probably top 10.
Okay.
I think she's up there for sure.
I gotta look at it. I don't know. It's so good.
We'll have a stream. We'll do it.
There's a lot.
We'll talk about it. But I'm not mad at that. I gotta think.
I'm not mad at it. But there's so many women. There's so many women.
Let me guess. Y'all think Asha looks better than her?
I didn't say that. That wasn't me. Now all I'm saying is
nobody said all that.
Everyone's got a niche.
Oh, okay.
Plus, Asha. First of all, we don't even know what Asha look like right now, and she's kind of androgynous.
Hold on.
At this point,
know. What if she read some shit on that in them papers? No.
That's what I said. I'm trying to tell you, son. We don't even know what she look like right now.
You think you're gonna hire the most ninjas? Top 5 for you? Okay, I just know Rilith's number 1 for me. That's all. Rilith and Lila.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I'm a
Lila merchant. That's the best looking Kubera. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'll give you that.
I don't know what y'all want me to do, man. She popped up.
She took that ridiculous mask off, and I said, "I'm tweaking."
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I said, "Why are you wearing this? What the fuck is this, man?" Oh, man.
But yeah, Lee's not ugly though. Sagara, Lee.
No, it's not ugly.
All right, yeah, I see that. Lila, Rilith,
Yeah, I probably like Sagara more than most people too. Knowing me.
Even her toxic masculinity form.
She not bad. I'm not a pigtails guy though, so.
Boo. I'm joking.
I like it when she had the straight hair out.
She got blue hair though. That's what matters more.
I forgot you are a blue hair guy, aren't you?
That's right. That's how we do it. But I'm not gonna lie. I got a thing for my second's probably Aryabhata. To be honest.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad.
Hey, I'm not. Hey, you might be.
Okay, I don't know. I'm pretty much gonna see the goofy mask. Nah, the mask makes it rawer
because I don't know what it is, but it's just Aryabhata's like kind of like aura, and when she was smiling and stuff like that, I'm like, what am I supposed to like? The one that's with our boy, not the new one.
Mm.
I got you. Okay.
The new one, cool too. She got that fucking that cool mysterious beauty look. But the old one, when she was smiling, I was like, hey, yo, mom, right there, boy.
I feel it. So this is the part where I like this part too. This is funny. This is like I like that. Like anything I know I say this a lot, but I like any series that's good at balancing humor and tone. It's just I just don't think that's easy to do. But when he's like, I'm feeling unwell, you just keep bringing meat. Like I need vegetables and fruits. And Maruna's like looking at him sneakily placing an order. Since I gave him some of the meat at Hunt, he thinks he can ask you for anything, and I'll bring it. And he went and he negotiated. He bartered with some meat. I said, bro, don't complain if you about to do it. I can't stand people who do that shit. Just do it or don't. But I felt that in my heart. I did. So apparently this part where he's picking up a lot of the people's different opinions and talking about the Phoenix Magic incident, he's not literally walking around so he can hear them speak. He's trying to find a place where he can fly discreetly, even though he has Rat Reed's hood or whatever, or cloak or whatever. If he certifies or shows his wings, it'll be problematic. So you're just actually looking for a place where he can fly away discreetly. Mm-hmm. It was in the translator notes or like the blog post notes at the end. I was wondering if he was. I'm like, oh, because I thought he was originally just collecting information. But look at this guy. And yeah, so it looks like Ananta is being heralded as the one that is a demon who's messing things up. And here you see him fly off. He's talking about the hostility growing. He goes here, and this is where you see the sin starting to consume Rao. Don't come any closer; it's dangerous. And all right, man, I don't know what's going on. It could be wiser to not touch, but I will calculate that later. Now, let me bring up my tweet. Because I gotta put this away for a second. Did you guys like that moment? Because it's like a culmination of him being overly calculated, what Kubera told him, and him literally coming full circle on that little lesson.
Yeah. I always enjoy little stuff like that.
And this wasn't too far back. Like I could recall like all the little moving pieces of this one. I'm like, look at me, not being trash for once. Okay.
I might have missed that, to be honest. I'm not gonna hold you. I might be a fraud.
All right, now I'm gonna pull it up. So look at my Twitter right here. Right, my son, you've come so far, right? So here's a panel of him talking about, although you were heartbroken by the death of the human, considering the weight of time and whatnot, you stood by. Not even trying to save them. Like you started to feel enough that you felt bad that they were dying, but not enough to really put yourself in jeopardy or whatever. Then later on with the Jayuta or the Jatayu or Yuta stuff, when he couldn't see him and he's overthinking, Kubera told him, you are being calculative again. And when he just acts on his raw emotion, even though it's not necessarily rational or logical, that's when he can see Yuta. So here he says, I will calculate that touching this later. I can't look the other way when someone is struggling right in front of me. Look at my son.
Yeah, I'm a fraud for not
connecting those two points. Look at my boy. Look at my chicken. Look at my boy.
We never seen anything like that.
You had never seen. You would never
see. The real villain to hear out.
Oh, man. We're going to talk about this incredible character arc. Like father, like daughter. Sampati's pretty too. Ho isn't pretty in Kubera. Greatest of our chicken. Yes. Rana. Yeah, Rana's pretty too. I like Rana. Rana's pretty. So yeah. So here, I didn't notice this originally, but this is where Catan pointed it out. He's like hanging there around, and he says, "You look kind of different." I thought he just meant in the sense that maybe he didn't see him angry. Totally misled me. Look at his hair. This is fifth form, fifth stage. This is how he looks when he's in the fifth stage. He's like somehow partially transformed into. Let me pull it down, man. I think you can see now. You can move Asha, but yeah, you can see it here.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Catan pointed that out to me today. I did not notice that.
Okay.
I'm about to start reading these chapters in slow motion. I'm about to.
I was gonna say, I can't have two
looking
fraud
at every
moments.
nook and cranny. I promise. This will never happen.
Nah, bro,
again.
it's just so much. Like honestly, like there's so much information poured into you. Like we really gonna have to go through this again. Yeah. I told you, I really do want to do that thing though, where we break down every.
For sure. We gotta do that. We got.
Yeah, we gotta do that. That way we can just go back and look at it too, just in case we forget. I'm like, I'm gonna go watch that or.
You look kind of different. What nonsense are you talking about? Is this the right human body? And this is where it starts to look like the space. I was thinking here it looks kind of like the space that they were in before the wait of time. And I actually like commented that just a second before from the blog. The reason Maruna walked around the city wasn't because he wanted to hear talk of the town, but spreading his wings in the middle of the city would stand out too much. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, there's probably no one who will stay single for longer than Maruna, eh? Why you being mean to him, Korigam? Stop. We've all been there, all right? Love is hard, bro. Romance is hard.
He wasn't even thinking about the love. He was hustling.
He out here trying to get to the bread.
Yeah, let my guy go.